Hello and welcome to our podcast. I'm Paige.
And I'm Kaylee.
And today we are here to talk about the Fossil Ridge boys swim and dive team. We will be discussing the success of the season and looking towards state.
We have a guest with us today. Would you please introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Parker Grissom. I'm a freshman.
Awesome. So what are your main events and which ones do you like the best?
This year, I have mainly swam the 500 freestyle and the 100 breaststroke at a lot of meets. Occasionally, I swim the 200 IM, but otherwise, that's about where I've been. I've been on the 200 medley relay, the 200 freestyle relay, and the 400 freestyle relay a couple times. Kind of just changes on and off.
Nice. Yeah. You have a lot of different events. That's good.
Yeah.
Are those the main events you swim during club?
High school is a little different than club just because there's a limited amount of events. So for club, a lot of times I'll swim farther distance. Like I'll swim a mile for freestyle, or I can swim the 200 breaststroke as well. The 400 IM instead of the 200 IM, so more distance in club, I guess.
Yeah, since you are a freshman, do you like high school more than club, or are you kind of neutral?
I don't think I've fully decided yet. I've had a lot of fun this high school season. It's just a completely different environment compared to club. It's a lot more team-based, but then you also have a lot more cheering for everybody, and the variety of different swimmers that choose to swim high school is a lot different than club. So it's cool to see the difference, I guess.
Yeah. Have your teammates been welcoming to
Yeah.
the freshmen on the team?
Yeah, for sure. I've gotten to know everybody pretty well, especially the people that I didn't know from club already, because I already knew some of the people from my club team. But some of the people that I've just gotten to know from high school, it's been really fun to cheer for them and get to know them as people. So it's really fun.
Nice. That's good.
Yeah. What's it outside of meets and practice? What is the team like? So team dinners. Tell us what's that like.
It's definitely a really fun experience. There's a lot of laughter. A lot of times we'll play certain games or just sit around talking about past experiences. About the high school team comes up a lot. So even though I might not have been on the team at that point, it's fun to hear about what has happened or different things going on. But it's really fun. Everybody comes together. At the dinners, or occasionally we'll go out to eat someplace else, and that's always fun. It's just good to hang around people in a non-swimming environment too.
Yeah, really building that team dynamic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Team
Have
bonding,
everyone,
yeah.
Supporting each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, who kind of takes care of the team, kind of is prepared the most? And
I think Brennan is always really prepared. He's either a really serious guy or a really laid back and chill guy. You kind of get a mix of him in both, all around. So he's really serious at a meet, and he'll yell at people in a good way, or he'll be really funny, and he's just a good dude all around to be around. And I think he's always prepared. He's always showing team spirit, getting everybody hyped up. He's a good dude.
nice. Yeah.
So just a natural leader
Yeah.
on the team.
Absolutely.
It's great.
What have you learned from the upperclassmen on your team, like Brennan?
Kind of just how the high school season works in general. Towards the beginning of the season, I didn't really know what to expect at meets, and they were I don't know how much necessarily I've learned from everybody, but just the way that they were helpful in getting me to where I am today, I guess, throughout the high school season, cheering for me. There would be meets that I would get out of the water and then go right to a relay 2 minutes later, and they'd be really encouraging, getting me there and that sort of stuff and pumping me up. So,
Well, state is obviously coming up. It's literally tomorrow. So let's first start talking about conference. You guys won first. So do you think that kind of reflects all the work that you've put in this season?
yeah, absolutely. I think the team did a really good job preparing. I think there were moments where coaches would get upset because they didn't think that we were doing a good job at the beginning of the season, but I think there was just something that clicked in everybody, and everybody shifted right away. That made us work together and come closer as a team, and look forward to the goal. And then I think the conference meet was just great overall. It was really fun to see everybody accomplish what they've been trying to all season, what they've been working at all season, those sort of things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think teams definitely grow throughout the season,
Mm-hmm.
and I think you can see that from your meet results at the beginning of the season and then to conference.
I think at the beginning of the season, all of our club swimmers were only with our club team because we were going to a bigger meet for our club season, like our end of season meet. So we didn't our club swimmers didn't really swim the first couple meets. So it took a little bit to get like connected as a team at meets and those sort of things after we came back.
Yeah, Paige, you know what that's like to have to balance both club and high school.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. And yeah, balancing that like big end of season meet, like what is that like? Like would you prefer it be like how the girls' season is, like where it's at the end of their meet, like their high school season, or like do you enjoy it being at the beginning?
I think I enjoyed it being at the beginning, like looking, like being able to see what the girls kind of went through on our club team. They finished their high school season and then they had to ramp training back up before they started tapering for that sectional meet. So I think I'm happy with how the boys do it, just because you're missing the first couple meets, but you're not missing the end of season meets where it really counts for the team.
Yeah, it's definitely different for both, but both have pretty rough turnarounds in some aspects.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So looking towards state, how have you guys been preparing or anything like specific?
So last weekend was our conference meet. Our club swimmers shifted over to only high school about halfway through last week. So we're only swimming with the high school team right now, which like lets our coaches see a lot more of what we need to work on and get the specific things that they've been seeing all season in our meets. But then that also means that we're tapering down a little bit. So practices are shorter, but they're more intense is usually how they like to describe it. But so we had a couple days of taper leading into the conference meet. And then this week has been really skill focused and detail oriented for the races we're swimming this weekend.
Yeah. That's good.
Getting your state cut in the 500, like, were you expecting that to happen, or were you excited when that happened? Or
so I got when I got my state cut, that was at our Greeley West meet. That was the first meet that I was back with after we went to our club meet. I got in that pool for warm up, and I was like, "This is gonna be a rough pool to swim the 500 in." So I don't know. I guess I was pretty excited and like surprised to see that time. When I looked up on the board, I knew it would be a time that I would be able to get throughout the season. I just wasn't really expecting it to be at that point. So yeah, I was excited. And then I went basically the same time at our Cherry Creek meet, so I was glad with the consistency.
yeah, having like early on, like having that state cut, did that change your mentality going into other meets and be like, okay, I've got my state cut, like I can, if something goes wrong, it's not that big of a deal? Yeah,
for sure. It was definitely like a relief to get one of them. It like opened up my opportunities a little bit more for other meets, just because I had already had that, so I could focus on other events if I needed to, or I could swim it again if that's what coach needed. So there were a couple meets where I swam the 200 IM instead of the 5 free, which was nice at points, but I also like swimming it at different pools. So yeah, it was good.
When you say like you knew it was going to be a hard pool to swim in, like what does that mean? Like what conditions make it a good pool?
It was a really warm pool, so you like loosen up a lot, which some people might think is a good thing, but when you're trying to race, cold pools are usually what people like race better in. But it was a warm pool, and then it just felt almost like a sticky consistency. So like I didn't feel like I was moving very fast. So it was like it just almost makes the race feel like it drags on longer, I guess.
another like kind of fun question. Like, what's your swimmer hot take? Like, what do you have any opinions that, like, kind of unpopular opinions about swimming?
I think that a like a good distance event feels better than a good sprint event. So like when you're tapered and you're ready for a distance event, when you're able to, like a lot of times when you swim a distance event in season, you're kind of like you get to a point in the race and you start to hurt and you can feel it and you just want the race to be over with. But when you swim it at a good time, like when you're feeling good, then you can kind of just keep moving throughout the entire race and like feel powerful, I guess. In a sprint race, you definitely will start to hurt, but you don't like you'll start to hurt in season, and then at the end of season you won't. But everything feels similar in a distance event. I feel like you can like feel the difference in your swims, if that makes sense.
What would you say yours is, Paige?
Ooh,
You were telling
I
me
don't
about
know.
that earlier, but
Hot take, I don't know, because like I am a sprinter, like very, but also like caps, like goggles under the caps, I'm not a fan. I just can't get behind it. I don't know.
I go under.
oh, some controversy.
My goggles will fall off if I don't keep them over. And I have a loop on my goggles that looks kind of ugly if it's over my cap. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I play soccer, so it's kind of like the idea of like your socks under or over your knees. Like it's the biggest controversy in soccer, but okay, so looking ahead, you're a freshman, so you have a few more years of high school left. What like goals do you have for the rest of your high school career?
I think as a team, we're getting a substantial amount of seniors that are like leaving this year. I think we have like 12 seniors that are leaving this year. So this was our 16th year in a row that we've won the conference meet, and we've kind of just been like the powerhouse team in the city and in our conference for a long time. So there's been a lot of talk about how after this year, we're kind of going to lose everybody and we're going to lose that streak and how we're going to be towards the bottom. So I think like as a team, I definitely want to help like show everybody else that we still have like a fight left in us, I guess. Like we're not going to drop down as far as everybody thinks. But then individually, I think like just continuing to drop time and everything is always a big goal. For like high school in general, I don't really know a specific goal. Maybe just expand my events a little bit, try some of those shorter sprint events. I've been a distance swimmer for a long time, so like just improving my like sprint skills in general, because that's a lot of what the high school season needs, I guess.
I know like it's a big thing swimming, like thinking about college like early on. Like do you have any thoughts like or any colleges maybe that you're
I don't think
about?
any specific colleges at the moment, but it's definitely probably one of my goals to swim in college. I feel like I've been swimming for so long. It's been 8 years since I started swimming. So I feel like almost not swimming in college would be like throwing away a lot of the work that I've put in. Not in a bad way, but just like I think swimming in college is definitely a goal, no matter where it is. Just like I don't want it to be like a job, though. I want it to be something that continues to be fun if I do swim in college, because I know I probably won't be at one of the super high schools, but I would definitely like to try and swim in college still.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. Like making sure it's still fun because it can get like super competitive. Yeah, you don't want to take the joy out of it.
Yeah, like swimming as a sport can get really boring. You just swim back and forth and back and forth. So like knowing why you're doing what you're doing, I guess, is a big thing.
Yeah, that's really good. So we just talked about future, but going all the way back 8 years ago, when did you start, or how did you start swimming?
I have a big swimming background in my family. My grandpa was a coach at the University of Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and then also at the University of Indiana, and he's now in the Hall of Fame for coaching. Both of my parents swam together in college, But I was never really forced to start swimming at a competitive level. I think I just heard all about all the stories and all about what a lot of people in my family had been doing, and so I kind of just wanted to start. I don't remember it a whole lot, and then I was in swim lessons and I was pretty good at swim lessons, and I don't know, I kind of just took off from there, I guess.
Yeah, nice. What was your best memory of the season?
This season, I would have to say at our conference meet last weekend, there's a swimmer on our team who has been trying to get the 50 freestyle state cut all season. And he swam at every meet, and everybody cheered him on at every meet, and he was that close every single time, and he was just above what he needed to go to get the state cut. And at our conference meet, everybody was behind his block, and everybody was cheering for him on the side of the pool. And he touched, and everybody looked up to see what the clock was, and then everybody went nuts before he could even see what his time was. And everybody just came together and congratulated him and celebrated all the work that he had put in, and it was just awesome to see how much that he had put in this season and how much it paid off for him.
That's a really good team dynamic that you have, that you all cheer each other on. That's really good. Okay, well, thank you to everyone watching. We hope you enjoyed this podcast and learned something new about one of the amazing sports here at Fossil Ridge.
Yeah, thank you to Parker for joining us today and being a part of this podcast. Good luck at state.
Thank you.
Let's go, Ridge.